I'm off on my first big adventure. This is huge for me.
Little did I know what I was getting myself into. Taiwan Study Tour, where do I even begin? The past 3 weeks, I've embarked on a journey of professional and personal growth, immersing myself in an entirely new culture through an educational lens. Being travel experience, so I was beyond anxious to take this opportunity. Taiwan is a place I knew nothing about, and I was essentially leaving the country for 3 weeks with a group of people I'd never met. Safe to say, this trip has not only equipped me with lifelong connections, but I feel as though I've grown as a creative individual. One of the most valuable lessons I've learnt from this trip is to approach all creative practices with an open mind. Before this experience, I believed that I would only benefit from workshops and activities closely tied to the entertainment industry, specifically those involving performance and film, such as Don Don's Hagai project and the Indigenous dance performance. However, as much as I love these, I have learnt that there's so much more to creativity than meets the eye. I would never have imagined myself being so engaged with other forms of creativity like visual art, creative writing, or photography. I noticed that my perspective changed after we visited Yao's studio earlier in the trip. Yao welcomed us warmly into his studio and shared his multidisciplinary projects across photography, creative writing, and visual art. Despite being a professional photographer, Yao spends 10 hours a day painting truly out of passion without financial incentive. This dedication to exploring different art forms regardless of their monetary value deeply inspired me. It made me realize that creativity should be all about passion, not just professional gain. Yao's approach to art inspired me to experiment with different mediums and broaden my creative practice. My peers that I've met on this trip have also played a huge role in shifting my mindset. Many of the students are interdisciplinary artists, and their dedication to surviving and thriving in the creative world has truly motivated me to do the same. Inspired by this, I began journaling and creative writing to document my experiences here in Taiwan, a new practice that has helped me feel more in touch with myself and think outside of the box. I've also been visually sketching my experiences, such as the banana weaving workshop, the jade jewellery making workshop, as well as our visit to the Indigenous Arts Village in Dulan. Though my drawings may not compare to those of our visual arts students, drawing has helped me find a deeper sense of connection to experiences on the trip rather than just simply taking a photo. Indigenous engagement has been one of the most valuable aspects of this trip, offering a unique opportunity to bridge creative practices across cultures and expand my creative horizons. I initially had no idea what to expect in terms of how Indigenous culture exists within contemporary society. However, after connecting with students from Don Juan National University of Hualien and artists such as Labai Eong, Renengran Hungul, and Pozak Jodian, I gained a profound understanding of Taiwan's rich Indigenous heritage. Immersing myself in this culture has been incredibly special and enriching, particularly in learning how their traditions coexist with modern creative practices. I wish I could go back and tell myself 3 weeks ago that I was about to have the educational experience of a lifetime and that everything would be just fine. Throughout this trip, I've learned about Taiwan's cultural and creative history, conquered my travel anxieties, and I've laughed so hard with my new friends that I think I've gained abs. Reflecting on this journey, I'm incredibly glad that I embraced it with an open mind, which led to both personal and professional growth. I've become more open to new creative practices now, as I've mentioned, and life experiences. Not to mention, I've rediscovered my sense of competitiveness in our Mandarin classes. Anyway, my overarching takeaway from this trip that I've learned is to fully surrender to the present moment for true growth and discovery, both professionally and personally. Special thanks to New Colombo Plan for making this incredible opportunity possible, and a very special thanks to Sophie McIntyre for your continuous dedication in ensuring that this trip shaped out to be the unforgettable experience it was to us all.
你好，我要一杯大杯冰 latte， 焦糖。